Inside it are layered electrodes built with astonishing precision.
Phones, cars, consoles, and servers all depend on capacitors. One phone uses hundreds. One data server can use thousands.
Morning already.
Yeah, grab your badge.
I hope the line isn't down again today.
Today, we follow how modern ceramic capacitors are made.
Before sunrise, Lena checks the line before the first sheet is cast. She watches thickness drift because small variation becomes electrical difference later. At this scale, uniformity matters more than appearance. At home, her family only notices one thing. The device keeps working.
Inside the plant, consistency takes over. A ceramic capacitor begins as powder, not metal.
That powder is blended with binders, solvents, and carefully prepared additives.
The goal is one smooth slurry, with no clumps and no trapped air. If the mix is uneven here, the capacitor fails much later. The internal electrodes are prepared separately as conductive paste. Nothing reaches the line before chemistry and flow are checked. Only approved material moves forward. Now the ceramic has to become a layer thin enough for precision stacking. First, the slurry is cast into a thin ceramic sheet. Drying removes solvent and leaves a flexible ceramic tape. Thickness is checked constantly because every layer must stay consistent. Next, metal electrodes are printed onto the ceramic tape. These printed shapes will become the capacitor's internal plates. Then many layers are stacked, so electrodes overlap in a controlly way. That overlap is what allows the part to store charge. Pressure bonds the layers into one solid block. At this stage, one slab holds thousands of future capacitors. Then the slab is cut into individual capacitor bodies.
They look complete, but they are still fragile and unfinished.
Next, binders are removed before high-temperature firing begins. Then heat densifies the ceramic and locks the structure in place. After firing, the parts shrink and become true ceramic components. Now the hidden electrodes must be connected from the outside. Conductive terminations are added to both ends of every chip. Another firing step secures those external connections. Then the ends are plated so they solder reliably later. After plating, the parts are cleaned and sorted. Every lot is tested for capacitance, leakage, and electrical tolerance. Cameras also reject cracks and edge damage before packing. Only then are they taped, reeled, and prepared for shipment. From powder to reel, the part is finally ready for a circuit board. But the production floor is not where the next capacitor is invented. The sample strip shows a clear deviation at the 5th layer.
I see it. The image analysis suggests a structural instability in the ultrafine layering.
For Dr. Park, the challenge is simple: more performance without losing reliability. More layers increase capacitance, but every added layer raises manufacturing risk.
At this scale, one void can change the whole part.
The best part is not just smaller, it also has to survive use. Most of that work stays hidden until the next generation ships. The biggest danger in ceramic capacitors is cracking.
A crack can change electrical behavior or kill the part completely.
They can begin during lamination, cutting, firing, or later during board assembly. Misalignment is another problem because overlap determines the final capacitance. If the layers drift, the machine is corrected before yield falls.
Firing brings another challenge. The parts shrink as they densify.
So heat profiles are tuned to keep that shrinkage predictable.
If the structure shifts, the electrical value shifts with it. Testing catches what visual inspection cannot. What looks tiny becomes enormous when factories make them by the millions.
These parts smooth voltage, filter noise, and support stable electronics everywhere.
Cars use them in power control, safe systems, and sensor electronics. In servers, thousands work together to keep high-speed systems stable.
In critical systems, quiet, reliable power depends on parts this small.
That is why a part this small carries so much importance. Reference samples help prove the line is still holding its standard.
This component is definitely misaligned. Yes, the pressure reading spiked right here. Let's reset the machine.
This is what 50 years of innovation looks like. We've gone from this giant aluminum can to this tiny surface mount component.
You're doing great, sweetie. Is that the last equation?
Yes, I finally got it. Look.
From ceramic powder to finished reel, that is how capacitors are made. Next, we enter another factory, built around tiny parts and strict control. Process Pulse Factory. Subscribe for the next process.